What's going on, guys? Ronnie here with the Local Losers, and we are working on a Skyline, but it's not mine. We're working on this one over here, which is my cousin's. It is a 98 Nissan Skyline GTT. So it's got the R34 Neo, turbo motor, 5-speed, big box, blah, blah, blah. If you guys have any questions on what or why we're putting in what we're putting in, go watch the last video. It'll get you up to date. But here it is. We're putting in this link right here. Boom. It doesn't say anywhere on the box. Right there. Link. So this is a GTT link. And I've already got it in the case. Now this isn't the correct case because this car had a Power FC in it. So here's the FC board. Now we think it died, and that's what we're gonna go test. We're gonna go throw this in, plug it in, and see if we get some blue LEDs. Fingers crossed, we do. Let's go check it out. So the problem we were having with this car is the ECU wasn't reading at all. Like I said, it had a Power FC in it, and it has a power commander. So there's the power commander, and it wouldn't turn on. Nothing would turn on. But now we got the key in. You can see we got some blue LEDs. So the ECU is locked. I'm gonna give an honest review here. So we ordered the ECU for this car and all the parts, not all the parts, but the parts we could, from Drift HQ. And I called them today to get my unlock code for this ECU, and they said email them, so I emailed them and they didn't reply. So that's some bullshit. That sucks. It kind of stinks that you have to get an unlock code with your link. I'm not familiar with that. Neither the Mega Squirt / Micro Squirt had to do that, or the Fuel Tech. Neither one of them had to do that. So that was a little bit annoying. With this car, I'm also putting a link in it. Let me drop you guys down. I say I'm putting it in it. It's already in it. I already have the link in this car, but I got it from Injuku, and I called Injuku on a Thursday, right at closing time, and the guy said, "Hey, you got the serial number?" And I was like, "Nope, I don't, because I'm me." And he was like, "Cool." He's like, "Give us a call back tomorrow." So I called him tomorrow, which was Friday, and he gives me the unlock code right there. He's like, "What's your email?" Tell him the email. He's like, "Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. Here it is." So it's kind of crappy that Drift HQ can't do the same thing. Like, come on, guys. We're trying to get this car done. You know, like, we have a deadline. We have to have it done by next Wednesday. Today's currently the 4th. And we actually, that's not even true. This car has to be, so today's the 4th. You can see. It's the 4th. This car has to be running and driving in a week. Tuned, everything. My tuner, Will, also my friend, he's gonna tune this car eventually, but he's tuning that car right now, and he leaves for about a month on the 11th. He will be leaving. So this car has to be done. Luckily, we're only putting in 2 sensors. We're putting in a wideband, and we're putting in a, what the heck is it? Intake air temperature sensor. So those are the only 2 sensors we're doing, so that shouldn't be a big deal. I do need to get the car up in the air, get the mid pipe out so we can put in the O2 sensor. But for the most part, it's not that big of a deal. But this is definitely a step back. I wanted to see if the car would start today, and that's not gonna happen. So that's my rant on Drift HQ versus Injuku. Injuku was better. So do with that what you will. Let's move on, and I'll see you guys, I guess, tomorrow, because I can't start the freaking car. All right, so this thing's like pointing way up. I'm not sure what the last thing I shot was, but we are about to run some wires. So I am working on the intake air temperature sensor right here, and we have a wideband sensor here. I went ahead and dropped the mid pipe, welded in a bung, got that installed. So now we're inside the car, and I got to get these wires these wires out of the car and then these wires into the car. So we have a little bit to do there, but we're gonna get it done. So I gotta loosen some stuff up under there, and then we're gonna have to punch a hole and use a clothes hanger and move some wires in and out. So let's go ahead and get started. Man, this thing's like really quick today. So to start, we got to get this, oh dang, I keep bumping you. We got to get this off, which is part of our glove box stuff. There's like 4 screws up here, a couple underneath. We get those off, and then this will come off. One thing I have to say, if you guys buy one of these and you're kind of intimidated by it, it's literally just a Nissan. Reminds me a lot of my truck. My truck is what I have the most like experience with. So that's what I know. And it's very similar, very similar. So anyways, let me finish getting this off. I got a couple screws down here, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is our lead from our link. I went ahead and ran the wires all through, and this is our 5 volts, and this is our signal wire for our intake air temperature sensor. When you're installing a link, so I've been taking some tuning classes, and I've learned some very interesting things. Cars with that scared me. Cars with MAFs don't need intake air temperature sensors. So this car doesn't have an intake air temperature sensor, so we need to add one in, which is what we're doing. We have a link intake air temperature sensor here, and we're gonna go ahead and get it wired up and good to go. Don't lose your pins. They're very small. We gotta snip them off down here like that.
Do you want to go inside, maybe?
Now, if you're building one of these, this one's interesting. I haven't seen one like this. This is the front lock, it looks like. So that's gonna go into there. Boom, okay. So our wires are gonna go this way, and then this is our lock that locks everything in place. So I need to get a little pick and get this guy out. So give me 1 second. It's a little bit hard getting these perfectly right and everything working easy. Were you recording or no?
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to get it good, get it crimped on there. Doesn't look terrible. So I do it with those, and then I hit it with these ones. And then sometimes I hit them again with my other set of pliers. So that's one bullet. Now we gotta do the other one. So I don't know if this is a plier issue or if this is a bullet connector issue thing, but this is the size we use, but I have to put them into the bigger one and start the bend just a little bit. So I go to there, and then I can back it out, redo my ratcheters, and then start it again. But you gotta make sure you get it straight. If it doesn't start straight, you're gonna be screwed up. And that's why we put it in the bigger one, is so that it'll start straight. There we go. So got it started. So now we're just going to take our yellow wire here. We're going to stick it in there just like so. Give it a good crimp. There it is. These ones. And just like that, we're done. So these ones grab on back here onto the sheathing. On a lot of these, they actually grab this little waterproof connector. So I thought that was kind of strange. Now I got to look up and make sure. I'm pretty sure this temperature sensor doesn't matter like which direction it is. I think it just like sends power and then it sends it out at a different voltage. So I'm gonna go ahead and look that up. Can you hear me? You could wait till I don't have something in my mouth. All right, so I messed up and we got to repin one of our connectors. I used 5 volts power. I was supposed to use sensor ground. So we're going to go ahead and wire this one up and then we'll show you what it's about. All right, it's all installed. Looks pretty good. Let's hook up the link and see if we can get a temp reading on it. Make sure the sensor and wiring is good. So we'll go ahead and hook back up to this thing. So we have a check engine light. You can see here. Check engine light is, now it says inactive, active. And the problem is our wideband, we need to go through, we don't have a calibration in the ECU for this wideband. So we have to go through and make a custom calibration table, hook that up to this, and then that should get rid of our, whatever it's called here. Let's see, we can, ECU control, clear fault codes, yes. We'll see if they come right back. It looks like they did. So yeah, we just have lambda faults for our lambda sensor. So we'll check that out. It says that the voltage, what's it say? Voltage error high. I have it set to 5 volts, which is crazy. But anyways, we'll figure it out. We might have to change this up. We might have to change where we have things hooked up. But yeah, we're looking good. We're doing good. Everything's gonna work the way it's supposed to. We just gotta do that. And really that's about as simple as it gets. I wish Link gave you a little more info, but most of their info is on their software. They have this little help browser, and that's where it tells you what you want to know instead of sending you a big booklet. So anyways, we're going to disconnect, shut this thing down, and hopefully we can get Will over here in the next day or two and get this thing to fire up and then get it to his shop to get on the dyno. So we'll see you guys in the next one. This thing will be on the dyno in the next video. See you guys then.